So spade, 2 spades, take out double, 4 spades. Declare has led the queen of spades. Then everything on my screen is just like flickering. Okay, let me refresh. We've gotten to this point in the hand. The other table got to 3 spades east-west. They made 11 tricks. That's a lot of tricks. Looks like Declare is just going to ruff a club and pull trumps. 10 tricks. So that'll be 6 imps going the way of Wolfson on this one. Good result for them. All right, Camel passes in first seat. I'm sorry, I'm like checking back in to see if the streams are actually working or not. Hopefully everything's back up and running. Things are definitely looking like they might have died on my end once again. Alright, well, we'll continue. Hopefully things are working. Back on YouTube, that's great. Thank you, Ankur. So East passes in first seat. Zach opens a diamond. 2 spade overcall on our left. Negative double from partner. Zach has decided to bid 3 spades. Looks like he's planning to treat this as a little bit stronger than 4 hearts. So Michael will bid 3 now. Zach will bid 4 hearts. And that's probably the end of the auction. Michael has a lot of soft values. Not good trumps. Alright, how's this going to play? Hearts split. That's good for Declare. The ace of clubs is offside. So Declare will need to set up the diamond suit. And it looks like there's no way to go wrong in that regard. But timing the play might be a little bit challenging for South. Because if you pull 3 rounds of trumps... Wow, Zia gets off to a club lead. Yeah, this is going to make things difficult. Zach actually ducks the opening club lead. It doesn't help him to get a pitch on the king, queen of clubs, but if East made the mistake of hopping up with the club ace, then he could get possibly a couple of pitches. Maybe a small double dummy error. If trumps happen to be 4-1, he might need to pitch a spade on the king, queen of clubs, but then he would also have many more issues to deal with. Zia's actually led a middle club from 10-3. That could throw Michael off a little bit. I don't actually know what their leads are. Let me take a look. Michael Camel and Zia Mahmood found their card. Okay, so they do generally lead. They play mud leads, but they also play top of a doubleton. So Michael didn't know what was going on in the club suit. He did decide to switch to spades. So Zach has pulled a couple rounds of trumps. It's probably time to play a diamond up to the king. And Zach says no. He plays a heart to the queen. I guess he's planning to hope the opponents guess the diamond suit for him. He'll lead the 9 of diamonds. If West didn't play the queen, he would probably have run the 9, try and pick off the suit that way. But, of course, Zia's diamonds are just... there's nothing he could do. Ace, queen, third. He might have been able to beat this. But ace, queen, doubleton, no way. So Declare more or less has the rest of the tricks from here. If diamonds were 4-0, he would be, or 4-1, he would be going down, but then there wasn't much he could do about that in the first place. I guess that's not true. If diamonds are 3-2, he'd be going down as well. This could have been one of the main reasons to play the king of clubs at trick 1. Because here, like, imagine Michael had ace third, ace doubleton of diamonds remaining. Now a club back, Declare would have to ruff. And then when he played a diamond to the jack, East would duck. So, yeah, Zach makes a lot of these, like, really clever and cute-looking plays, which makes him a really hard player to play against, because you always have to be on your toes about whether or not he's doing something like this, ducking the club at trick 1. But we see in this end position, based on the way the hand played out, it actually did cost him quite a bit. He got to a situation where he couldn't really make the hand against most normal layouts of the opponent's cards. He just got very lucky that Zia had ace, queen, doubleton of diamonds. So pass by South. We'll see a no trump from West. East with a 15 count, 4-3-3, no major suit. I think 3 no is probably the bid on the East hand. But I guess if you want to be a bit more aggressive, you could go search for a 5-card major. If your partner has a 5-card major, maybe you have better chances of a slam. Like, it might be possible to ruff the club suit, isolate a club thread, or possibly pick off, you know, partner holding king 10 doubleton of clubs. You can have the jack fall in 3 rounds. Something like that. But I think Michael understands these positions pretty well. Garner led the jack of diamonds from dummy and is now in danger in 4 hearts in the other room. Whoa. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the play in the other table. Therese asks, aren't I tired? Yeah, every day. I'm exhausted. I've been here all day, every day, covering the event. Alright, Garner has guessed the diamond suit correctly at the other table, so he does make it. Okay, Michael or Frozen? I don't think we're frozen here. I think Michael is just thinking about all the possible hands his partner can have, and he does decide 3 no trump is going to be the best contract. And, I mean, it looks like he's right. They have 9 tricks off the top, and if everything splits badly, that might be all they get. 4 hearts, 2 spades, 2 diamonds, and a club. Now, on this lie of the cards, Declare actually can make extras. King of clubs onside, clubs split, spades are 3-3. So Declare definitely can get up to some number of tricks on this board. Anker says, if he led the diamond jack, that jack third ups at king 9-8, fifth of diamonds. Feels like his plan was always to finesse the 10 on the second round. They had a similar auction, so West had made a preempt. And if you decide that West preempt is likely to have not both of the diamond honors, because they preempted in spades, yeah, as Will said, he could be playing East for the ace or the queen, but somehow he guessed it right. I did not follow the play all that carefully. Alright, 2 rounds of spades, so Declare knows the spades split at this point. North led the 10, so South is marked with the jack, and then when North played the queen next, North is marked with queen 10, 9 third. So Declare will eventually, I think, lob a club up towards the queen for his 11th trick. Same auction in the other room. 1 no, 3 no. I mean, Zia might take a lot of time and cash out the hand and really try to grind out this over trick. Second over trick it is. We can cash 2 more hearts, pitching, I guess, a club from the east hand. Then we can cash 2 spades, pitching a diamond from the east hand. And then we can try the ace-king of diamonds, and if the opponents have pitched all their diamonds and are down to just clubs, we might be able to pick off a different club holding other than just the king and north sand. But that is asking for an awful lot. Like, it's certainly true we can play for other end plays than to just take a club finesse. This is a layout of the club suit where if we had some suspicion that South might have the club king and we really needed the 11th trick, there would be ways to go about playing the hand to try and end play South. But I don't really see any reason why South would have the club king over North. Hearts are 4-2, spades are 3-3. I don't think we have a ton of information other than that. Yeah, there we go. Club up to the king. So this should just be a claim. Good, thank you, Michael. Returns another spade. That'll speed up the play. Alright, now we'll see the claim. All the rest of the tricks. 11 in total. Looks like Declare in the other room is also on his way to making 11 tricks. Alright, pass by West in first seat. For those wondering, 2 diamonds would be weak with a major, like very weak with a major. So West did not have 2 diamonds available. He could have opened 3 diamonds, but I don't think it's Zia's style. So 2 passes around to East, he'll open a spade. Pass by South. 1 no trump by West. 2 diamonds by East, and I guess we bid 3 diamonds with the West hand. That probably ends the auction. I count up 4 losers. A spade, 2 hearts, and a club. Diamonds split, and the spades split, so you can rough the spade suit good. What's South going to lead against this auction? Probably a trump. He has King Jack third of spades. I could see him lead a club. Hey, Craig. How is your WORK going? If you wanted to join, if that was a hi, I would like to join, or if that is a hi, I'm just hanging out, please clarify. Okay, Zach decides to lead a club. This could be important. I mean, if West didn't have as good diamonds and partner had ace doubleton clubs, maybe we could go club to the ace, club to the king, club rough, score a heart and a spade. That would be a simple way to beat this. Ah, very cool. Yeah, let's do it. All right, let's do it. I think I've been like 2 days in a row almost, all entirely solo on commentary. It would be good to hear another human being's voice. Alright, Craig might join me in a minute. Getting tired of me? Same. I am too. Alright, spade to the queen. Let's go. Spade to the queen. Spade to the queen. Spade to the queen. I guess this is good enough too, right? We can just rough 3 clubs in the east hand. I don't know why I was saying spade to the queen. That was probably an error on my part. Ace of spades. This is probably just a better line of play. Whoever thought that we were going to set up spades was just incorrect. Alright, good claim on a high cross rough. Well played. The same contract in the other room. We have played a spade to the queen over there. Oh, is that Craig? Maybe. I can't hear him. So, Rosenberg's going to pass in first seat. Couple of passes. Around to south. These aren't the right colors, but he does open a spade anyway.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes. Hello.
Excellent. Yeah, I think my Wi-Fi was just a little bit wonky for a moment because I had trouble getting on Love Bridge also.
Gotcha. Well, I have had those problems already today, so hopefully only once. Take out double by Zia.
All right.
Our classic equal level correction hand.
Yeah, I mean, or not, right? He might just be planning to pass a 2-club bid and take his chances. It's not like he can convert 2 clubs to 2 diamonds if it shows extras, and I think equal level conversion is mostly dead.
Well, we had a conversation about it earlier.
I mean, it's possible that this generation of players plays it. Z and Camel obviously are a little older than Brosak and the winning team. I think, as a majority preference, equal level conversion is no longer the thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Redouble by Rosenberg.
Anyway, little light. Obviously, no one in the tournament knows Zia's tendencies better than Michael Rosenberg, so it's possible that he's doing this against Zia and might not against some of the other players.
That's true. Yeah, they are not sitting in the same room, has been pointed out.
Nonetheless, he knows who it is.
Yeah.
They did play together for a billion years. So Camel has a pretty crazy hand on his auction, right?
Yeah, okay, well, he passes. I bet he's hoping that this passes out.
Yeah, I think he probably is willing to let it pass out, but he might not be thrilled. It's not like... So Zach does have a light hand, but he opened red-white. He's not going to be completely broke. Yeah, and one corner points out a pretty aggressive redouble opposite Zach Brosak third seat opening, vulnerable or not.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising to me that you would do it with this kind of minimum-ish hand, no aces, but I guess we'll see where East-West
end up. If he suspects that Brosak could be screwing around, this is a way of continuing the good work of jobbing East-West out of a game.
Yeah, that's very true.
And in fact, East-West, I don't think they're going to make 4 hearts as they lie, but they're basically a 3-3 diamond split and a 3-2 heart split away from making a heart game.
They are. That is true. Yeah, North does have all the 10s.
Almost all the 10s.
Pass, huh? Zia's looking at this like the partner knows that he should be pulling.
Well, classically, this would have been a penalty pass. I'm not sure that really is how people play anymore, but he's got a pretty tempting hand to pass, doesn't he?
Yeah, how bad would it
3
be?
aces and a queen.
He bids a no trump. He just couldn't take it.
It's probably at least down, right? The Jack of Clubs will score. Diamond, couple of hearts, that's 4. Now he just needs 2 trump tricks to hold it and something else somewhere to beat it. And maybe, I don't know, how many tricks would Declare take? Club. Yeah, Declare is going to need to draw trumps to make it, and that looks like it could be a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Cassidon thinks 1 spade might make. It's not obvious where the defense's 7th trick comes from, but it's not obvious where Declare's 7 tricks come from either.
Right.
The defense can, of course, get a club ruff, the ace of clubs, the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, and 2 hearts, which would be 6. But then Declare might be able to get over to the north hand and take a spade finesse and pull trumps.
Well, if declare misguesses the club, the defense has two clubs, one heart, two diamonds, that's five, and you only need two trump tricks, and that's going to be trivial. So declare might have to pick off that double ten ace of clubs to make it.
Yeah, well, either way, moot point, we're in two hearts, because Zia did not pass out a spade redoubled.
Yeah, much less interesting for the analysts here.
Yeah, in two hearts, declare is going to do just fine. I don't expect them to make a game, but he'll probably end up making at least 8 tricks and possibly 9. Yeah, North is in a bit of a pickle on this trick. If he plays back the 9 of spades, that might just hold, and then he's out of good ideas. If Zach overtakes the 9 of spades with the 10 to play another spade, then Zia's club goes away.
I mean, he could continue diamonds, right? If declare is trying to rough out the diamond suit, he knows Zach is over-roughing. That's probably okay for his side.
Yeah, he could
with
continue
Jack
diamonds.
Trumps, he doesn't need Zach to have much in the way of spots for a trump trick to materialize out of nowhere.
Right. Yep. Very possible. I mean, a diamond return would allow declare to make 10 tricks. Ace of diamonds, diamond rough with the 9 of hearts, South shows out. King of hearts, heart to the ace, pulling 2 rounds of trumps, rough the diamond suit good, club to the ace, pull the last trump. And then try and give up 2 black suit tricks so that you can score a beer.
I mean, I think whatever else happens, he's certainly going to play the spade now. I mean, I guess he could try a trump, but that kind of feels like a give-up play. Declare can afford to draw 1 round of trumps. Rosenberg obviously knows exactly what's going on with the diamond suit.
Yeah, he's still trying to beat 2 hearts.
Right. The diamond play only makes sense if diamonds are 5-4-2-2 around.
Mm-hmm. Alright, ace of clubs. Ace of diamonds. So, I mean, there's a couple things Zia can do here. He could rough a diamond with the king of hearts, which is a pretty...
Camel is playing it.
Oh, Camel, yeah. Camel could rough a diamond with the king of hearts.
Okay, this was a really weird trick.
Yeah, I don't like roughing with the 6.
Played the queen on... Well, if Rosenberg played the queen of diamonds on the last round, Camel has to know what's happening when the jack falls on his left. Like, if Rosenberg played the king there, it's possible it's king, queen, third, jack 10 third, maybe, right? King, queen, 9 third, he won the 9 in the first round, everything's totally normal. This trick was impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not going to end up costing too much. Just a few over tricks, so now North-South get a heart trick as well as a club trick, but the 8 of diamonds stands up at trick 13. So 110 does end up costing an over trick or 2, but he does go plus. Alright, board 22, we're about halfway through this set. Is East going to open this hand? I don't think so. So South gets to open a no trump. Transfer to spades and then invite.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that hand looks like a pretty heavy invite, but it's a pretty light force to game.
And I imagine Zach will just sign off in 3 spades then. He has a spade fit, but his 4-3-3-15 doesn't look all that attractive to accept an invite.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he might anyway, but even at him, something has to be a rejection.
Yeah. No spot cards, like none at all. All right. Well, Michael's thinking about what to do. He could do the light invite thing, right? He could go 2 clubs, 2 red suit, 2 spades, and show this as like a light invite with 5 spades.
Mm-hmm. I guess he could, but doesn't the hand feel on the good side of that action?
Yeah, it's hard to know
Like,
how good the singleton
hand,
heart is. Okay, it looks like he is going for that plan.
The 2 clubs plan, yeah. Yeah, seems fine.
Maybe his idea is that if partner's rejecting, I would really prefer to play in a suit contract with the singleton heart, because otherwise your invite would go 2 hearts, 2 spades, 2 no. Or they might not even play invites. They might play retransfers in that spot.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. When partner's rejecting, you'd much rather play cheese since you know Trump even in 5-2? Probably.
Alright, so 2 spades, there it is. Let's see what it says. It says mild invite with 5 spades. Okay, so yeah, they do have another way to invite. It would be 2 hearts, 2 spades, 2 no. And Michael just decided to go through this sequence. A little bit unfortunate from his side because they get the strong hand and dummy that's getting led through at trick 1. Michael Camel does not get off to a heart lead at trick 1. Maybe a little bit surprising.
Yeah. I was just wondering about that. I mean, he does know about the 4 hearts on his left, so maybe he just doesn't want to lead one and run into a position where Declare can lead another one himself and get some heart tricks going.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that I suppose hearts 5, 4, 2, 2 around the table might be most ideal. Yeah, you have been cutting out a little bit sound-wise, just FYI. But it would be a real shame if part had a singleton heart and we didn't get a ruff. Anyway, I think you're probably right that the 4 hearts on his left made him a little bit skeptical that a heart lead was going to be productive. Okay, Declare has set up the clubs, but it's a little bit too late. Azia can cash the Queen of Diamonds.
So the 3rd and 5th?
Oh, they're opening leads? Yeah, you're still cutting out, by the way.
Second and 4th, or second from weak holdings, or what?
Yeah,
nothing I can do about it, but if you want me to give up, I'll give up.
I don't know, chat. What do you think? It is second best from a bad holding, is what they're leading east-west.
Yeah, my apologies for the poor conditions. Unfortunately, yeah, in fact, Twitch actually is both laggy and cutting in and out also. I've got the chat up there.
No giving up, Shift says. No giving up. Put up a poll.
Put up a poll.
Okay, I'll put up a poll.
What a time to be alive.
Alright, there you go. Get your votes in.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly well, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm hearing you in real time. I wonder if it's just buffering and lagging.
Gotcha. Well, this is a fun end position that we have reached.
This looks like it went fairly well for Declare.
What does he need to do to make it double dummy from here? Lead the Jack of Spades?
How about just rough the 8 of clubs with the Queen of Spades?
Well, West overruffs and backs a heart.
Right, so that's not good enough.
Yeah, I think he needs to lead the Jack of Spades.
So... I mean, the Jack and low ones to the 10 are going to be equivalent, right? It'll leave Declare with the tennis over West. It doesn't really matter whether the tennis is ace-jack or over the king or ace-9 over the 10.
No, but it is important to get an entry to the south hand, because we might need to perform a trump coup later. So if we duck a spade to the 10, West just returns the 8 of hearts. Again, we're stuck in dummy. So we need...
right.
We lead the Jack of Spades.
If we lead the Jack of Spades...
So if West wins...
And we're still on lead on the next trick?
So if West wins and returns a heart, we rough the 8 of clubs with the Queen of Spades, and then we take a spade finesse against West. Right. So the Jack of Spades will hold, but now we once again rough the 8 of clubs with the Queen of Spades, and West is caught in a really weird version of a trump coup. Because if West overroughs... Oh, wait, no, maybe that's not good enough. Hold on.
West can still exit with a heart in that ending.
Yeah. Hold on. Maybe this
Thank
isn't
you, everyone.
Good
I appreciate the support.
enough.
Forcibly remove me. I volunteered.
Well, Twitch chat has voted.
Yeah, I think so. In the position you're positing, the West still has this annoying heart he can exit with.
Yeah, so Jack of Spades holding. Is there actually anything we can do from there? Maybe the answer is no. So I guess it is just down. The other table got to 4 spades, by the way, so...
4 spade. Wow, down 3, so that also... I mean, obviously the play, doesn't have to go along the same lines with that. Would suggest that 2 spades is not in great shape here. All right, well, he does try it.
Yeah, he tries the Jack of Spades, so Zia needs to duck this trick if he wants to beat it.
Oh, right, to be 2. Yeah. I think he will, even if he's not totally sure why. When declarers lead jacks like this, they obviously want to lose the tricks. Rosenberg wants to lose it. Zia probably doesn't want to win it.
Yep, and Zia works it out. There we go. He ducks the Jack of Spades, and now Michael is in trouble.
Yeah, nice defense there. So first could Declare have done something different earlier, but I'm also wondering if a high heart lead actually would have let it make in a weird way, because it would make it a little easier for Declare to rub out the hearts, right? Like a heart lead and a diamond shift. Now, since Declare's own heart has been stripped out, he can rough a heart and sort of have an extra dummy to continue roughing out West hearts.
Yeah, I mean, even...
All right, classy claim.
Yeah, Zia just claims down 1. He's like, I've got the goods. I think it is correct that a diamond lead was necessary to beat it, because East was able to get in and push another diamond through pretty quickly.
Yeah, push it on. So...
All right,
so
Zach opens a heart.
On the north hand probably would be a 1-no bidder, right?
Yeah,
you
heart
wouldn't even
pass, no
consider
trump.
an invitational 3 clubs, I don't think.
No, the hand is just way too bad.
I think there are players who would. Yeah, I suspect there are players who would consider that.
Yeah, so they do have 3 clubs available as a natural invite, but here's 1 no from Rosenberg, forcing for them.
Yeah, it's a pretty it's a pretty greedy bid, right? You're gambling the partner has the right clubs to bid 3 no trump. Of course, when he passes, you're probably in the right contract.
Yeah. So we'll see 2 spades from Camel. He only has 5 of them, but he has a pretty good hand, 16 count. Heart shortness. The South makes a takeout double. Alright, is Zia bidding 3 spades or 4 spades? He bids 4. I like the bid.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if East actually has a fully valued 2 spade overcall, very often you're going to have a game, right? I mean, even here, just switch the king, ace, or put the ace of diamonds in north and pick off the king of spades, and you probably make it.
Right. Five clubs. Whoo!
Yeah, and then, well, keep in mind, Zach did make an awfully aggressive takeout double with 2 spades, right?
He did. Oh boy. Oh, Camel has figured out what to do with that.
Yeah, and it's not only a phantom, it's a pretty bad phantom, because I think 4 spades was going down 2, right? 2 diamonds, a club, a heart, and almost certainly a spade.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe you don't lose a diamond because South leads the King of Hearts. Sorry, maybe you don't lose a second diamond because South leads the King of Hearts.
Oh, right. Yep. Now you can lead toward the Jack for a trick. That's true. But, nonetheless. 2, 3, 4. And this, I think, is down 2 all day. It's hard to imagine a 5th defensive trick after, 2 aces, the queen of diamonds, and a club. But, 500 on what's going to be a part score deal in the other room, almost certainly.
Yeah, actually, the other table got to 4 spades, east-west, and they're playing it there.
Oh, they did?
They have lost the spade finesse, it looks like. The Jack of Hearts looks like it might get set up. Yeah, in fact...
So it's going to be, nonetheless... Yeah. Oh, so actually, if they drop the spade, they'll make it then, on a King of Hearts lead.
Oh my god. Well... we have had some, unfortunate Declare play in the other room, so Declare is going down 2 over there in 4 spades, as you predicted.
Am I wrong, though? As I think your point about the heart, though, if you drop the King of Spades, I think you will make it.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, if you get the King of Hearts lead to the ace and you just...
No. I'm not so sure anymore. Because you still have to rough 2 clubs.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely... It's... You probably can't make it on the King of Hearts lead, but there might be lines of play that the defense could make it for you.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to play Rosenberg or Frozen. This is Rosenberg, right?
Probably. Yep, this is Rosenberg.
Frozenberg.
That was his
nickname.
nickname.
See what I did there? No, it wasn't. Was it really?
No.
I think I've heard at least one nickname that Wes had for him that I will not repeat in polite company. That partnership really, I think they're friends again, but the end of that partnership was a little rough.
You can't just say that.
How to play the clubs and how to rough 2 spades, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're just, leading the King of Hearts now. We'll pitch one spade and we'll rough one spade.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Michael has decided club over. This is probably fine too. We expect
Yeah,
Camel
club
has
over.
queen third of clubs.
Club over
So
and hard enough.
yeah.
Yeah. And leading a hard up is probably good because now we might be able to pitch two spades and not worry if the opponent's going to somehow draw trumps.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Camel's just going to cash out at this point, ace of spades, queen of diamonds, and sit back and wait for his club queen.
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty huge up for the Wolfson team.
Yeah. Wolfson's had a number. I mean, there's been a lot of double-digit swings on these boards. This will be another 12 going the way of Wolfson.
Both rooms. Yeah, the other room is
I don't know what Michael's thinking about here. Club to the king, spade bruff, king of hearts pitch a spade. Get on with our lives. Craig is probably in some backwater third world city with this internet. Yeah, London. That's the one. That's the third world city Craig is in. I assume that had to be a Frozen, but apparently it was Rosenberg.
Yeah, unfortunately. I completely lost it.
Oh, yep, I do hear you cutting in and out.
But it seems a little more stable now.
Oh, that was better.
Yeah, my excellent. Yeah, my connection completely died for a moment.
Well, now we can hear you perfectly. And you didn't miss much.
Excellent.
Alright, Zia is...
No, I was able to see the claim before I crashed and restarted here.
Yeah, so Zia gets this 11 count aceless. He's
right.
learning. He opened a diamond. Look at that. Hopefully his partner buries him now with the 18 count. What do they make? 6 clubs?
That badly, right? They're going to get to 4 no trump, which is fine.
I mean, they might get to the club slam.
Possibly, the opposite, right?
Yeah, I guess it's possible that East will just make some sort of quantitative invite at some point, and that'll get passed.
You can rough out a
Craig has been taken over by Daleks. Uh-oh. Well, one diamond, 2 clubs, 3 clubs. They have found a club fit. Keycard by East? I mean, what do you do with this hand? Keycard doesn't really help. Because you don't have a source of tricks. Slams require sources of tricks, remember? Like, West could be 3-2-4-4 or something. Not sure you see the line for 6 clubs. Diamond split. So we pull trumps and run the diamond suit to pitch 2 hearts from the East hand, as well as a spade. Oh my god! They got to 6 clubs in the other room. Well, they're gonna make it. Four spades, 1 key card. Will says 3 clubs could be a 3-card raise. I do wonder about that. Because if 2 clubs isn't necessarily a long club suit, like, I know we've seen a lot of these guys bid hard in preference to a 2-club game force on some balanced hands. But if 2 clubs might only be a 4-card suit like this, I think West has to have 4 of them for this raise. Otherwise, you just rebid 2 diamonds or bid 2 no trump or something, I think. See, this is the problem with bidding keycard when your hand is all keycards and no source of tricks. You just don't know what to do over keycard response. Isn't that one of the first things they teach you about bidding keycard? Don't bid keycard if you don't know what to do over your partner's response. Does the Jack 10 of hearts make some weird double squeeze work in other slams? Oh my god. What are we talking about? What slam? 6 no trump? PJ is trying to say that the first thing they teach you is how the convention actually works. That's probably a good thing to know as well. You don't want to get into the theory about when to bid keycard.
I had speculated that Zia would want to get out as quickly as possible, and it looks like that's exactly what he's done here.
Oh, am I frozen? Is that what's happened? Oh.
Oh, you didn't see the end of the auction? You thought Zia was thinking over 5 diamonds?
No, I saw 4 spades and I thought Michael was thinking.
Nope. No, I'm not sure how fast Zia passed because I had crashed, but fast enough.
Oh boy. Actually, this is kind of a cute thing to do with keycard. I didn't think about it from this perspective, but of course, like, Michael's hand doesn't really have 5-level safety necessarily. So, but when you have all the keycards, sometimes you can bid keycard and then tell your partner that you have all the keycards, and that's your whole hand. Then you hope that they're smart enough to realize what to do over it. Zia came up with something to do over it, and it was bid 5 diamonds. At least they didn't bid 6 diamonds. Okay, now we get back to the question about whether or not there's a double squeeze. Well, there can't be a double squeeze because you would need 3 different suits to squeeze opponents in, and you only have 2. Let me think. If South had the King Jack 9 fourth of spades and North had Queen small small, would this have been some sort of winkle position? Maybe? I guess a spade lead probably breaks up the squeeze, but like on a trump lead in 6 diamonds or 6 no.
I see. Huh.
I don't know.
Like where like those spade spots become important at some point.
Right. Yeah. Like if the opponent's pitched down to a bunch of spades because they haven't knocked out your ace of hearts, you could just duck a spade and set up a long spade. So maybe South gets squeezed down to the stiff jack of hearts, and then you can pin that. Well, Schiff says both defenders need the hearts intact, but this isn't exactly true. Because it's not the same as a frozen heart suit, where both opponents would have to keep 2 hearts. South has to keep 2 hearts because they have the Jack 10, but if... let me think. Yeah, wait a second. Why can't we just run all of our tricks, cash the ace of spades, and end in the west hand? And both opponents do have to keep 2 hearts. It works the exact same as a frozen suit. Yeah. No, but... No. But see, when both opponents keep 2... Hold on.
Alright, well, while you do that, I will point out that, North-South have gotten to a 5-1 spade fit.
Congratulations.
As opposed to one of their 2 minor suit fits. Alright, and while you were doing that, I actually hopefully just booked the next leg of my exile. Once again, if there are any fans of the stream in London, it looks like I'm going to be here from mid-June through late July, coming back to the US in time for the NABC in Philly.
Ah, cool. Yeah, the squeeze doesn't work. Like, even if North were to lead a minor suit, you can't make 6 no trump or 6 diamonds. East's hand gets squeezed before South, so if East comes down to a singleton spade, then North-South just come down to a singleton spade, and South needs to have a spade entry, basically. Otherwise, it functions as a strip squeeze against North, who just gets thrown in to lead away from the Heart King. And if East comes down to a doubleton spade and the ace stiff of hearts, then South can just pitch down to stiff jack of hearts. Okay, I've thought it through. Now back to the hand where we're in the 5-1 fid, and it looks like the defense are starting to get some roughs.
Excellent.
It's not just the extra spade in West. It wouldn't function in that case either, because then West would be down to a stiff queen of hearts, and the heart suit would be blocked. So then South could always pitch down to a stiff jack of hearts. I hesitate to say there's no mechanism, because there's always ways like new types of squeezes or new types of end positions, but I don't think there's any mechanism that works on these like 2 suit things. The frozen suit works, but other than that, I don't think there's any way to make it happen. Well, diamond rough. So this is going to be the defense's 4th trick, and they do have another natural spade, but it looks like that's going to be it. Declare can just pull trumps now. So 2 spades will make. So back-to-back double-digit swings going the opposite directions. 12 imps for 5 clubs doubled down 2, opposite 4 spades down 2 in the other room, and then 11 imps for Zia passing keycard at his table.
Yeah, no, I wasn't resulting. the play the room. One.
I did not catch any of that. I'm sorry. Please shut the TARDIS door on the way out. I'm sure Craig was right. Me too. Me too. They're lucky it wasn't 5 diamonds going down and 7 clubs making. Yeah. It's always a danger when you pass partner's keycard bid. Diamond, spade, and no trump.
And I guess he alternative is to clubs, and that's not great.
The serious question, is Craig doing an internship at Daft Punk?
Care.
3 hearts by East. Big hand.
Is that? I think this one makes 6 diamonds, doesn't it? If you guess everything reference to the quality of. All right, Rob, can you hear me?
Barely. Sometimes. I think we're just gonna have to throw in the towel on this one. Yeah, that's for the best. We'll try it again on a different day. Oh man, I caught that Craig said we think that 6 diamonds is making. Oh boy. All right. Let's figure out if that's true. Whew. So the king of clubs is offside. If we lose a club and a heart trick, we're out. Spades are not 4-3, so we can't run the spades pitching hearts. So we would have to run the spades pitching clubs, but to do that we would have to pull 3 rounds of trumps. Otherwise North roughs in. And then we can't rough the heart suit good. Like maybe if they lead a heart at trick 1 or something we could do it. Yeah, maybe if they lead a heart at trick 1, we could do it. Well, they got to 3 now. That's no surprise. Declare appears to have 5 diamond tricks, 3 spade tricks, 2 clubs, and a heart. Sounds like 11 to me. Why do I feel like I've miscounted this horribly somehow? 5 diamonds, 2 clubs, 3 spades, and a heart? No, that's the right number. Queen of spades, huh? Alright, South doesn't get squeezed. On to the next. Let's just see the claim button, baby. I don't know why South isn't pitching the King of Hearts. That is such a typical Zach Grossack play, but it also makes it easier on your partner. Wait, Declare just like miscounted? Or no, I guess he saw that South wasn't getting squeezed in hearts, so he tried the 5 of spades. See, I thought about doing that, making it just like a bit, and being like, after everything Craig said, like, oh yeah, no, that's a great thought, I agree with you. But then I realized that, like, Craig wouldn't know that, like, I couldn't hear him. So he would just continue on, and we would really not get anything done today. Maybe it would be funny. I just don't know if most of the viewers would like that. A spade and no trump. I did think that it would be a little bit rude. Craig would probably be okay with it, but it'd be really weird. Spade, pass, 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 pass. A no trump. Did I mention that West has passed over a spade? Pass. Pass. Definitely pass. What's the saying? 5-5 pass? I think so. 2 diamonds! Okay. Oh, buddy. Oh, no. I mean, Zia might bid something. Zia might bid, like, 2 no or something. 2 hearts? I guess Zia will bid 2 hearts. 2 diamonds. Oh, my God. What a crazy bid. 2 diamonds. No way. All pass. Oh my God. Dude. You gotta be nervous with the West hand that you're missing a game if partner has a good hand over there. Partner could have a heart fit. I guess the Queen Doubleton of Spades is pretty bad. What's crazy about 2 diamonds is Jack 9 5th. Why do we think this is our hand? I mean, you don't have to bid because you have a 16 count. It is 16, right? It was a 16 count. He led towards the king, but they were too smart. How many bids do I agree with on the auction? I think pass by West is fine. I think 2 spades is fine too, but like this pass is okay. A no trump is good. 1 spade was good, right? What did South have? Oh, South just had a 9 count. Ace Jack 6, Ace Doubleton, Doubleton, 10 third. Like 1 spade's fine. I think pass by West over 2 diamonds is probably bad. Rest of the bids are fine. Yeah, I saw Garner open 2 spades in the other room. On the South cards. That auction made sense over at the other table. They just had like a no trump auction with a transfer sequence to get to 3 no East-West. Which looks like there are 9 tricks. So Not much more to say about that. Meanwhile, we're playing in 2 diamonds, and are we going down or making this? Alright, the 6 of diamonds to the 7 did not work out great for our side. Now comes another club. I suppose Zach might try ace and a spade. Nope, another club. And another diamond. Well, queen of diamonds, queen of hearts. Eventually get in with the spade ace, rough back to the north hand, and this is going to be down 2. Is that what we've figured out? Declare can score a spade from here, but that's it. So 2 down. Meanwhile, 3 no trump is just cold at the other table. Wait. 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 Hold on. Wait. Oh, I should order lunch before I forget, but what happened in the other room? I looked over, they had let a spade at trick 1 against 3 no trump, and Declare just has 9 cashers. Wait, did we have a misclick? Is that what happened? Silverstein felt bad because of Mextroth's misclick earlier, and so Silverstein wanted to, or was it Silverstein or Rosenthal that was playing it? I forget who. But they felt bad, so they wanted to give back the 9 imps that they picked up on that previous board. It's only fair. Spade past 2 spades, take out double. Re-wobble. 3 clubs. Pass, pass. What is 3 diamonds? No one will ever know. Does anyone know what 3 diamonds is? Two diamonds down 2, win 2. Can we squeeze any more 2s into that score? It's a Zia Q. Does Zia have any conventions named after him? Well, they got to 3 spades. North has led a stiff heart. So what are North-South going to get? They're going to get 2 diamonds, a spade, and a heart ruff, and that's it? So Jack of Hearts, spade, up with the ace, big heart back ruffed. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Zach does not give his partner the heart ruff. So now Declare is going to make an over trick. No harm. Alright, I have successfully ordered some lunch. Oh yeah, Wolfson picked up 2 imps on 2 diamonds down 2. I guess that makes it a good bid, right? You come in with 2 diamonds, you get rewarded. Another misclick, no director call. What's going on? Players are exhausted. I don't know. This is who we have representing us in the Bermuda Bowl, by the way. These are the teams that are going to represent us in the Bermuda Bowl. Why don't we play with Bermuda Bowl rules? Clear and obvious misclick? Yeah, it really was. Like, those are the things that I would be happy to give back. And I think earlier in the event, we actually saw some pairs trying to adjust back when misclicks happened. But now later in the event, we see a lot of players just like not caring and moving on to the next board or like clicking through. What about this is not Bermuda Bowl? Well, in the Bermuda Bowl, we bid on tablets and then we play with actual cards at the table. So here we're both bidding and playing on tablets. We could find a way to get the players actual physical cards. But I know that the USBC is like obsessed with this whole let's separate everyone into different rooms because of security concerns. So that's the only way to do it. Like the Bermuda Bowl is not hosted in this way. I don't think any WBF event is hosted this way. This is the only event that I've ever seen hosted in this fashion. The USBCs, where people are in separate hotel rooms. A diamond, 2 diamonds. Game Force by South. 2-no. Both majors stopped, or are we doing something sophisticated? 2-no. 3-no. Looks good. Caston asks, do they get an observer in the room with them as well? As far as I've been told, no. It's just the 2 players. But the 2 people in the room are opponents. Should East lead 4th from their longest and strongest? You would never squander the beer card at trick 1. I assume we'll get a spade lead. Jack 10 3rd. What does Declare have for tricks? Like, not many. Declare has a very, very, very slow diamond trick. Anker says, like this format a lot, not really scalable, but how is that not an immediate director call? Unless Aaron wanted to give it back to Mech for the other hand. I don't know the attitudes of the players. I think we saw in some of the USA2 matches, like there was definitely dude, I don't remember. I keep forgetting who it was. Was it Brad Moss? Was it Zia? No, it was Zach Grossack. Zach Grossack. Where, like, after a hand was already ruled dead, Zach Grossack called the director to get an adjustment of 2 extra tricks for the opponents because his partner was getting squeezed. And, like, you know, technically not how the rules work, but it, but I think those were, like, good, solid active ethics that we saw from Zach. It does feel like those active ethics have been slipping over the course of the week. Or maybe it's just even more credit to Zach for being that highly ethical of a player that he was willing to go above and beyond like that. Zach is a frequent psycher, though, so it comes back that way. Yeah, PJ asked, does the software show all the hands after a pass out? It does. So you get to look back through the thing. It is hard to give back the pass, so that was impossible to take back, Max Stroth's fourth seat pass, as opposed to opening the hand. But at the other table, during the play, when Silverstein... I actually didn't see it, but chat has suggested that with Queen Doubleton opposite King 10-9, the opening spade lead went around to his 10, and then rather than leading low back to the Queen to set up his 9th trick, he led the King of Spades back to the Queen. And, I mean, of course this is an obvious misclick, but I think that sometimes old people are grumpy. This is my analysis. So I don't know much about Garner and Wolfson. And I do know that, like, some sponsors sometimes are also pretty grumpy about stuff that they want, you know, like, they want to take advantage of other people's, like, errors like this because they themselves make these kind of errors and also, like, end up losing tricks for it. So I don't know if Wolfson would be like, no, we can't take this back. Like, certainly if I was playing at a table, I would absolutely, like, I would even go out of my way to ask and be like, hey, is this what you meant to do? Because, yeah. Sometimes old people are grumpy might not make the top 10 hot takes of 2025. Really? Have I had that many other hot takes? Or is this just, like, a well-known fact? Both? Okay, I'll take it. That's what I'm here for, right? I'm providing content. So if I have a lot of hot takes, that's good content. I'm doing my job well. Is Declare making 3-no Trump? I haven't even thought about this contract. I just realized that the diamonds were very poor and that Declare had no hope of making, but is he going to make this? He has 3 spades. If he picks off the heart, he's going to get 4 hearts and a club and a really, really slow diamond. Yeah, okay, I don't think he's making this. Low diamond works? What do you mean by works? I mean, East-West could just take the ace-queen of diamonds and the ace of clubs. The other declarer went down 2 and 3 now. Well, that's what he has to do. It's true, yeah. Azia did pitch a heart. So... I don't know what that means, but Zia did pitch a heart. That's my statement. Michael's probably thinking about this heart position. Yeah, there goes the king of hearts. All right, 2 rounds of hearts, knock out the club ace. Looks like he's escaping for down 1. Michael will just pitch diamonds here. So 3 umps. Well earned to Rosenthal on this one for Michael's good card reading, table presence on that 10 of hearts play. I think it depends on the character of the people at the table. Some people are fierce competitors but respectable human beings, and some people are fierce competitors but not respectable human beings. And so if they end up, well, having a misclick or something against them at the table, then you see what the character of the person is. I mean, I err on the side of like the Zach Grossack strategy, where like if I see anything wrong, then I will bend over backwards to help our opponents if they have made something that is like a clear, essential misclick error in situations. That's what I would do. And so I guess like from that perspective, because I've interacted with a number of bridge players who feel the same way, I would vastly prefer to try and just win by being a better bridge player than my opponents, rather than to try and win by using some sort of game to get the opponents to make mistakes, like trying to taunt them into losing focus or something like that, or playing very slowly so that they get Somonex Q'd. But I know that a lot of people are not like that. There are a lot of people, I mean, even partners that I've had, who do not go that far, or, you know, lean in the other direction, who like try and take advantage of the opponent's. If there's any advantage that they can gain, they will try and use that for their own benefit. Ankur says, playing with physical cards, I can see an argument for not allowing a take-back when the wrong card's placed on the table. I think that's generally the case. Like, I've never had anyone even attempt to allow me to take back a card that I've played in real life, even if I was just like, I fumble and a card falls out of my hand and I'm just like, oh, that's not what I meant. Like, that has happened to me a couple of times. I'm a little bit clumsy with like holding my cards from time to time, and like, or I'll play a little bit too fast as well. And not once have I had an opponent that was just like, no, that's okay, put it back. Right? All of my opponents have been like, I accept the lead, and if you say no, I'm going to get the director and have sanctions placed against you. Yeah, Ankur points out that the attitude we should take into the game of bridge is that if it's a mental lapse, then that's on you, because those happen to everyone, and that is part of the competitive nature of the game. Sometimes the pressure gets to people. But if it was just a physical issue, then hopefully the spirit of the game is that it should be allowed to be reversed. But not all people see it that way. Yeah, Roram brings up kind of the argument, and I think part of this goes back to how familiar you are with the players around you at the table. If you think that they're an ethical person, then you might be more willing to allow them to take back what looks like an obvious physical mistake. But if you're not familiar with them, then you might not be. Or maybe put a more dark light on the situation. If you yourself are unethical, then you'll assume everyone else is. I think that's frequently an argument that people who cheat use. So if you are unethical, then if someone else does something, you would be like, oh, I'm not letting them take that back because they wouldn't do it for me. I'm a bad person, so they must be too. I hear that argument used all the time. Okay, we're on the last board. Let me try and focus up. We have a couple of bridge hands that have gone by. I know I've been rambling for a while. Two diamonds is a very weak 2, 3 to 7. 2 hearts, double pass or correct. 4 clubs fit. 4 diamonds. Cubid. We're cubiting the multi-bid now. 4 hearts. 5 clubs. Whoa. Uh-oh. I think this is passing out. How confident is Michael that... I mean, he does have 4 trumps. No, he'll probably at least pull to 5 hearts. There are a lot of questions that can arise if we don't have a strict rule on things, and the issue is that people who are ethical get taken advantage of in these situations. I would know. Will says 5 diamonds last train. It is a singleton spade, but North's hand I think has already been oversold a little bit with 4 small hearts. Not the club king. You know, ace king jack, 6 the clubs, maybe you a bit happier. I think I like this auction. Man, that 5 club bid made me very nervous for Zach. How's this gonna do if they continue another spade? Well, that's one way to make it. Diamond switch, club to the queen. Easy game. Club rough. Ace king of hearts. I think it is a problem to allow takebacks. So in an ideal world, you would just have a rule that solves all of the issues. I mean, in an ideal world, people wouldn't make errors, but that's not possible. Other table got to 4 hearts. So pretty even set. 24 to 23, Wolfson picks up another imp. Couple swings back to back, but otherwise relatively flat across the board. But as VZL says, that if it can't be wrong to enforce the rules, and therefore if someone wants to be mean and enforce the rules to the letter every single time, it can't be wrong. They might just be a bad person. But being a bad person doesn't mean they're doing anything illegal. And so then there's this kind of question that, well, if you do allow a take back, you yourself get disadvantaged. But you're a good person. I don't know. Is that better? I'm not sure. I prefer to be a good person and allow the take back. But it does disadvantage me. You don't think it's being a bad person to be strict about the rules? Well, it's not being strict about the rules, it's the way that they go about it, right? As long as you expect the opponents to do the same. Yeah, I'm just coming from the stance that a lot of these people who are like, oh yeah, like I'm never going to allow take back, would get like really pissy if you say, hey, I'm sorry, can I take this back? Like I've made an error. If someone was just like, oh, look, you know, I totally understand, but I've been here, and like, but that's not what they say. They're just like, no, that's against the rules. Director, please. Like, it comes across different. So currently we're standing at Wolfson up by 4, but this looks like it's going to be an exciting fight to the finish, at least after the first 2 sets. Yeah, so Alex says, is it bad to not allow the take back, but also don't accept it in the other direction? I think that's fine, and I think a lot of it does come down to attitude, but my experience has been that the type of people who go out of their way to be sticklers for the rules do it in a very mean and condescending way to the opposition when it happens. At least that's just my experience with it. I've never had someone be like, oh, you know, like I have like a mechanical error or something, and I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, like the bid I meant to make was this. And then I pull the thing out and like, you know, sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, not a problem. But I've never had anyone be like, look, you know, listen, I mean, we better get the director involved because like this has happened to me a lot, and I thought that this happened. I saw you fidgeted. Like, I'm not so sure. Let's get the director over and we'll check on the facts. They're just like, nope, director, I'm sorry. Like, the bid he made was this, and then he started talking, and you're not even allowed to talk at the table, and that's against the rules. You can't do that. I think this guy should be thrown out of the game. His partners should be arrested. Like, that's the experience that I have when people are, like, sticklers for the rules. Maybe other people's experience is different, but I feel like it's very polarizing, this spectrum. Calling the director over that creates a bad experience? Like, no, but people who call the director don't do so in a nice way. People call the director and are very rude about it. Because I'm not, like, rude. I'm like, I almost have this, like, sheepish attitude if I've done something that's, like, clearly a physical error as opposed to, like, a mental error. I'm just like, look, I'm sorry, like, I meant to do this instead. Like, is it okay if I just, like, change the thing that I've done? Because, like, this was just a physical error, not a, like, a mechanical error is what you call it if you pull out the wrong bid. And then everyone's just like, no, you can't do, not everyone, but a good portion of people. Where are we headed? Let's go to Reelbridge. Check out the women's event that is going on over there. And where is my lunch? 30 minutes? Oh. Well, we finished a little bit early. Alright, we'll go to the table with the most kibitzers, as usual. 6 kibitzers. Now we're up to 7. They're playing 7 board sets, so this is board 27 of 28. but we might get one more segment as well before lunch starts. Actually, I think they played a 42 before lunch. Yeah, I've definitely been at tables with people who were like, hey, something weird happened, let's get the director over to sort it out. And I'm just like, cool, yeah, let's do that right away. I'm sorry if, like, I did something that you think was taking advantage of UI, but let's get the director over. Like, I'm all on board with that. Just the manner in which people do it, it's, like, very accusatory. They're not like, let's get the director over to help us sort out this ruling. They're just like, you need to be punished. And I have just the way to do it. Why are there so few entries in the women's event? I don't know. I think many, many months ago, there were actually 2 teams that entered, and the USBF posted something that was asking for more entrants. See, Eric, like, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, if people would just own up to the things that they do at the table, then Bridge would be so much easier to police. If that happens at the table, I generally just say stuff like, hey, we both agree that there was a break in tempo here, right? And as long as everyone agrees there is a break in tempo, we don't need to get the director over. Oh, there we go. That's exactly what I was just saying. You got it. Matthew O'Farrell, you're just wrong. Wait, I need to go back and read this conversation now. If you call the director, that's accusing me of cheating? Yeah, I don't know about that. That's going a bit overboard. I mean, I've definitely had opponents call the director on me and be like, this guy cheated. And I was just like, what? Like, that escalated quickly out of nowhere. I don't even know how that happened. But...
Appreciate the stream.
Hey, Tom Tennis, thanks so much for the donation. Appreciate that. Yeah, PJ has it right. Call the director to handle irregularities, to give rulings. Collect the facts, maybe poll players or something, and then come back with a decision. I feel like people throw around the C word a lot without really understanding what it means. Oh man, Baker is destroying Zhang in this set, huh? 29-0. the C word means different things in American and British English? I mean, not when the entire conversation is about cheating, I don't think. But yes, it does. Wait, doesn't the C word mean the same thing in American and British English, though? Yeah, as Eric says, calling the director immediately upon seeing an infraction is the way that you're expected to do it in the rule book, and that's what people tell you. Oh, in British English, it's just a pretty mild insult. Got you. But I think everyone understands that, like, director calls just take a lot of time, because the director is usually across the room or whatever, and then they have to, like, waddle over, then they have to get the facts, and especially if people are just, like, angry in general when the director comes over, everyone starts talking at once, and the director has to calm the table down. So getting the opponents to agree to, like, this is a hesitation in like 5 seconds, you can just move on with the hand, and then you can think about the hand afterwards and be like, okay, do I need to now get the director back because I think you took advantage of the UI from the hesitation, or can we just move on? Because it doesn't even help to call the director over. All that happens if the director comes over is that there's an agreement about the hesitation. The director always says, call me back if there was a problem after the hand's over. So you save time, and you don't get any, like, extra help. I think there's just, like, this like, sense of superiority to the side who called the director when it happens, because, and then they always call the director back afterwards anyway. So, you know, I don't think I've ever seen anyone call the director to clarify a hesitation and then not call the director back later. There are different UI laws between countries. Yeah, Michael says he doesn't call back half the time. But Michael, do you get the director over when there was a break in tempo? Or do you just be like, hey, there was a break in tempo, right? We all agree? And everyone's like, yes. And then you're like, cool. Okay, I'll get the director at the end of the hand if there's a problem. You only call the director to get some snacks. I wish I could do that. It's gone both ways. Depends on how experienced the opponents are. I guess that makes sense. If the opponents expect you to call the director on them, then I guess. Bab's trying to change the subject. What are my favorite snacks? Great question. I think I like, well, can we define snacks? Because to me, snacks are like these crunchy edible things. Like, I know some people will say like fruit is a snack, but I'm thinking just, you know, like nuts, candy, brownies, that sort of thing, nibbles. Because I would say, I mean, I like ice cream, but I don't think ice cream is a snack. In terms of general snacks, I like Ritz crackers with cheese. I think those are great. I like, yeah, I mean, I kind of like charcuterie boards, but that's a little bit fancy. I like salty stuff. Like, some sort of, like, salty trail mix. I'm trying to think. I don't have a lot of snacks, generally. Way too posh to be a snack. There we go. Says the Brit now. Yeah, salted mixed nuts, those sorts of things I like. But generally I don't eat a lot of snacks. I mean, if I go out late at night to get, like, something to nibble on, I'll probably stop by, like, a 7-Eleven or something and pick up, like, a bag of chips. I think pretzels are pretty good, too. I do enjoy pretzels, but it's been a while since I've had some. Scores in the women's right now, Baker back on top by quite a bit. 64, Zhang at plus 10, Lewis minus 74. It feels like these scores haven't changed much in the past, like, half a day. So, like, Baker got off to a big lead, Lewis got deep in the hole, and now they're just kind of trading ups back and forth. That was a strong showing, though, by Baker over Zhang at the table we just watched. 43-14 or something like that. Wait, 5 diamonds doubled made with an over trick? What happened in this room? Oh, club lead. Declare just pulled trumps and ran the clubs. Whoopsies. I didn't even notice that. Oops, oops, oops. Eric likes breadsticks. Italian breadsticks. Yeah, I haven't had pizza in a long time. Maybe I should get pizza for lunch one of these days.
Look at the pretty donation number.
Hey, Castor Tuttle. Thanks so much for the $1.11 donation. Yeah, 1111.11. We are, what is that, 46% of the way to covering the entire event. Appreciate all the support, you guys. We've had a lot of donos coming through. So I don't know exactly what day we're covered up to. I'll probably let people know if we're getting close to running out of donation time. But this is day 3. So we still have, I guess, 8 more days that we're covered through after this, with a break on the 6th. Is my food here? Almost. 5 minutes. Olives for a snack. Do we know the score of the women's? Yeah. So this is the current scores overall. Overall scores here. So if you go to the Real Bridge kibitzing site and click on the scores button, this will pop up.
1111.111 septillion, 111 sextillion, 111 quintillion, 111 quadrillion, 111 trillion, 111 billion, 111 million, 111,000, 111.
Thank you, Shift. So these are the overall scores for, the women's event. So Baker in the lead, Zhang currently sitting in second at plus 10, minus 74. Top 2 will qualify. So Lewis has to make a big comeback against probably the Zhang team, is what they're going to need to do. They've got a day and a half to do it now. Where was I just? I was at some table. I had clicked into this room, I guess. We'll hang out here while I eat. Oh my god, 43-0. Although we have no idea if these numbers mean anything, but 43-0 is a lot. Why would it read like that after the decimal point? Because it's the European style. I mean, in Europe, commas and decimal points are switched, right? This is another thing I don't understand. Can someone explain to me why in Europe you use a comma for a decimal point and a decimal point for a comma? Not in Ireland or the UK? Eric says, is this a Europe thing? I don't know. But there are some places that swap the commas and decimal points. Let me look up where it does it. Where do they swap the commas and decimal points? Points or commas, decimal separators by country. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. We're going to learn about this. I'm sorry, but we need to look at this before we continue following the women's event. Europe. The majority of European countries use the decimal comma. I don't know. That is an aptly named thing, but that is a very funny set of words here. Among them are Spain, France, Norway, the Czech Republic, Denmark, and more. So if you all are from one of these countries, then you know. However, it's important to note that the United Kingdom is an bold exception because they tend to follow the imperial system, which uses the decimal point. Curiously, Switzerland and Liechtenstein are different, as they use the point as a decimal separator and an apostrophe for thousands. Oh my god. Can't we just all speak the same language and all use the same form of notation? Would that be so hard to universalize across the globe? America. The countries found to the north, like the USA and Canada, use the decimal point, although the comma is used in the francophone area of Canada as well. That makes sense, because France does it. Okay? Y'all still don't use the metric system. I know! We need to get, like, a group of world leaders all together and have them solve the real issues, like this. This is one of the major issues of today's world. Countries closer to Central America, such as Mexico and the Caribbean islands, also use the decimal point. However, South American countries such as Venezuela, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, and Uruguay use the comma. Oh my god. Is my food here? My food's here. I'll be right back. One sec. Okay, Africa. There is no official standard used across Africa, but we know that some countries like Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Cameroon use the decimal comma. Others, such as Botswana, Kenya, and Nigeria, use decimal points. France and Spain colonized goes to comma. UK colonized goes to point. Maybe that is the cutoff. Oceania. Australia, New Zealand, as well as the islands and archipelagos close to them, use the same system as the rest of the Anglophone countries. Therefore, the decimal separator they use is a point. We could have... This was a... Someone needed to get all of their words in for a quota to be met. This was a really long-winded way of saying they use the decimal point. Asia. Different countries in Asia use different decimal separators. Although this is kind of weird because they say the decimal point is used in China, Japan, Malaysia, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of the Asian languages don't... I don't think they have number systems like this. Like the Chinese number system is different. Maybe in China they still use giant numbers. It sounds like it was written by AI. This is like a kid's website. No, this is like a kid's website. I mean, it could have been written by AI, but why would you do that on a kid's site like this? To separate thousands, the International Bureau of Weights and Measures, what is this? Declared in 2003 that the proper way to write numbers with more than 4 figures is by separating them into groups of 3 and leaving a space between each group. When it comes to a large figure with decimals, we write the decimal separator in its corresponding place, and then we separate the figures into groups of 3, counting to the right or left. Despite this, it's still common in countries that use the decimal commas to find thousands separated by a dot. And in countries where a point is used, a comma is usually used to separate the thousands. What? Like this. Here, let's get a giant zoom in on this specifically. There. Can we just look at how dumb this seems? How is anyone supposed to understand mathematics if people... Oh, sorry, you can't see. This. 12.500, comma 50 versus 12, comma 500.50. This is so dumb. Why do we allow this in the world? This is the thing that I have the biggest problem with right now in humanity. We need to get this fixed. Alright. Great. Now we can go back to watching bridge and I can go eat. Goodbye. I will eat my food and we can hang out and watch the women's trials. Okay, excellent. I'm hilarious, thank you. I try my best. I'm just trying to be entertaining. That's what the stream's all about. Better question, why does X denote a double rather than a D? We used to use the big D for doubles, but I think people got offended. I don't know. That is a good question. Yeah, how about we all convert to semicolons? I like this idea. Because double dummy is DD, so redoubled needed to be something else. Can't we just use R? R and D? Do Roman numerals use decimal points? Great question. I don't think Roman numerals use any points. Okay, now we get to find out if I've learned from yesterday. I do not have any napkins on hand, and I feel like I'm about to make a huge mess. Oh god. Oh my god. Alright, I am in need of some napkins. I have once again not learned my lesson. Alright, be right back. Okay, problem fault. Fixed. All good. Why write 3,999 when you can just write, is that even the right number? Wait, that is the right number. MMMCMXCIX. Good question. No, cryptic crosswords. I don't understand cryptic crosswords. Like regular crosswords I understand. I can't solve crosswords because words aren't my thing. But cryptic crosswords doesn't make any sense. I just don't get, you're supposed to like piece the puzzle together somehow is all I've figured out. There's no way I can solve a cryptic crossword puzzle. Oh, what do these mean? So DD is double dummy solver. So that's what that is. This is played cards. So you can see which cards have been played. Yep, 2 of the 3 teams are going to play in the Venice Cup. And we probably know who. Yeah, the Lewis team is very unlikely to qualify at this stage. Where's the next Bermuda Bowl? It is in Herning, Denmark. I don't know where that is. Found it. It's there. It's like in the center left side of the country. I'll be waking up at 4 a.m. again. We'll see. I don't think those are the lyric shift. But good try. I appreciate it. Wait, what happened on this auction? One spade past 2 no? Mixed plus. Wow. What a bid. What is this cooked system that Olivia and Lynn are playing? 3 hearts, 7 plus loser hand. Sign off. Crazy. I don't know, Craig, are you going to the transnationals? If so, then your opinion might matter. What's up next? Do we have mixed or seniors? I think mixed is up next, right? BZL thinks maybe Lynn has a complicated system of her own. I mean, it sure looks like it. Oh no! Yeah, this is a problem. Why are we propagating the Sam Dinkin system outward? All hail the Dinkin system. this contract looks like it's making. That's my expert analysis for the sound. You're not getting any more out of me. Yeah, Dinkin, I think, made it to the semifinals in the Vanderbilt. Babs is not into these cooking analogies. Shift just cooked. Did you also make lunch? Or were you just cooking something? Who's on their team? I don't know, a bunch of novices? I really don't remember. It was some ridiculous team that looked like just a bunch of juniors and Sam Dinkin. Stream actively avoided Dinkin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was, Jacob Freeman was playing with Sam, and Owen Lean and Ulf Nielsen. And who else did they have? We're just copy-pasting entire books into the chat. Very nice. Feldman and Verhees? Uh-huh. Yeah, it wasn't really a team that anyone expected to make it to the semifinals. Mostly because one of the partnerships was playing the Dinkin system. But it worked out for them. And you see, this is what I'm telling you. Bidding just doesn't matter at the high levels of the game. You can play any system you want and still do just fine. If only they had multiple Dinkin systems in the partnerships, then they would have won. But instead, Sam was only able to carry them to 4th place. That's too bad. I think it was the semifinals. It might have only been the quarterfinals, but I'm pretty sure it was the semis. Matt says, see, Jacob Freeman won the USA2 under-26 trials, but isn't on the team for the summer, according to the WBF website. He might just have other commitments. I mean, he's working full-time. Why is someone posting Finnegan's Wake in the chat? Craig. Have you met my chat before? Also, yes, because you can. This is a chat message. I mean, you're having lunch with the real bridge people. You think you can get them on fixing some of their very clear and obvious bugs on their website? Like, maybe there should be a character limit about a chat message that you type. Oh boy. Maybe there should be a character limit on your username. But they're not interested in that, right? They're interested in trying to find ways to attract people to their site. And we'll see. I might be able to do just that by being in the bidding panel. I don't understand this alert. Babs says you can only chat 150 pages of a book at a time. Well, at least they put some constraints on it. What is Finnegan's Wake? I'm gonna trust that you can look up this information yourself. Oh, we're on the last board of the set. Oh, damn, it's an Irish book. Yeah. What do you mean you should have known that? Is there a requirement in your country that you know every Irish book ever written? Can't log on to Twitch. Don't trust him with tech. But like he said, he should have known it. It's an Irish book. In American, we are encouraged to know as few books as possible. That is how I felt growing up. David asks, why the changes back and forth in visual presentation? Well, I have no control over where the events are being hosted. The women's event right now is being hosted on RealBridge, which is this format. And we're on break from the open trials. The open trials are being hosted on LoveBridge, which is this website back here, where it's going to look like this when we get back into the next set. But they're currently on break. The next set is scheduled to start 3 minutes from now, but then there's a 30-minute delay. So while I eat lunch, we're just hanging out at this table. I wish everything was on LoveBridge because I think this site looks gross, but that's just me. I know that a lot of people have positive things to say about playing on RealBridge in general. Wait, hold on, PJF, there might be a bit of a flaw in your logic here. New Zealand only has 2 books. You know both of them and you try to read 1 book a day. Oh, I see the problem. You try to read 1 book a day, but you never succeed. This is one of those like endless staircase arguments. Like every day you try and read a book, but you get further and further from the end. That's very philosophical. You've started reading books written in other countries. Aha, What books did you read in Ireland in grade school? I'm curious, because the books that we were supposed to read were like the classics. To Kill a Mockingbird, okay, yeah, I think we had that one. Grapes of Wrath, isn't that a bit heavy for like grade school? Of Mice and Men, I thought was probably worthwhile. So all American books. That's pretty funny. What age is grade school? I mean, like, anywhere. Yeah, 13 to 18 is fine. That's like middle school to high school, sure. You think grade school is 1 to 8? BBO was in full swing by the time you were in grade school, so there was no time for reading. You went to grade school in Tennessee, so you can't count higher than 8. That tracks, yes. Sorry to hear that, by the way. But there are 9 letters in Tennessee. I only see 4 letters. There's a T, an E, an N, and an S. You didn't have anything by Irish authors for some reason. Well, probably because they just curse every other word. Wait, did you just use the word vernacular? Have you not been drinking today? Oh, this match is also over. Are they on break? Looks like they are done. Yeah, so they've played through 42 boards. Oh man, Baker's really running away with it. Must be an autocorrect error. If anyone wants me to try and explain to them what's going on with this list of scores, I cannot. There's no way that I can help you with this. Where's the Lovebridge chat that you can spam? I don't think you're allowed to spam on Lovebridge. They don't even have a chat. We're starting in, boom, 25 minutes for the next round. Yeah, sadly you'll have to chat here or on YouTube. Those are your options. Let's look at this while we're waiting. Oh my god. So there's 3 tables that got to 6-no trump, and the entire rest of the room played in 3-no. Doesn't it feel like there are bids in between those 2 contracts? Two of the tables also made an error by putting the ace-king of clubs on opening lead. That was a pretty big error. I think South just figured that if the opponents had made this error, then they were still earning themselves a pretty nice percentage swing already. No squeeze. Let's actually follow the winners. Let's see what they did on the boards. One heart, one no, two spades, three no. Yep. What does this button do? Oh, okay. That's where I just was. They have way too many lines above their vowels. The website is made by Hungarians, so I think they host a lot of, like, local tournaments, Hungarian tournaments. Board 2. A spade. 2 diamonds. 2 hearts. 2 no. 3 no. Apparently, there are no longer cars in Hungary. I don't even know how to parse that comment. Cards. Cards. Okay. Okay. Cars would have been a lot more exciting. Yeah. What? What is this line of play? The 2 of diamonds to the 8? Hello? Excuse me? Uh-oh. One spade, one no, 4 spades. Sure, why not? How could this go badly? What tournament? This is the Star Wars tournament. I don't know, it's some weird... It's called the Empire Strikes Back tournament. I think it's like a Hungarian youth competition. These poor people have no clue they're being scrutinized. Well, that's their fault for hosting an event on the same day that the USA2 trials are almost done. Two diamonds. Pass. Question mark. Pass, maybe, ish. Two spades, I don't know. Pass, pass. Wait, why did South not balance two hearts? Hello? Good luck with that shift. Can readers add context on Blue Sky? Is that something people can do? Yeah, the week 2 diamonds. A new popular convention. Cold for 3 now. That's true. They are Jones cold for 3 now. East-West haven't learned about Flannery. That's surely the problem, yeah. What is this line of play? Don't we need to rough a heart? Hello? Gang? One club. No announcement. One spade. Beautiful. Nice hand. 3 now. Wrong colors to go after penalty, but you know what Cran and Vince would do. What? Wait, no, hold on. No. We haven't learned about finesses yet. Okay, we need to talk about finesses. Wait, I'm just noticing. Is this a common Hungarian name? First name? Or do Hungarians have their last name first? I don't actually know. Because there are some countries that put their last name first, like their family name first. But that's generally Asian countries. Andras sounds like a first name. Because it seems very suspicious to me that 2 players would have the same what looks like an unusual name. Yeah, they definitely look like surnames first. Unfortunately, we just had to lose a trick because the Queen of Clubs didn't drop, so we end up a trick short. And oh, no we don't. Just kidding. We made it. Wow, we are so good. Oh, it tells us the percent after the hand. There's no way both North and South coincidentally have the same first name. That's what I was thinking. I think it is like a youth tournament, so this is fun for them. a diamond, a spade, a pass, 2 diamonds, pass, pass. Uh-oh. Wait. No. We didn't bid 2 spades the first time because our hand wasn't good enough. Hold on. Oh, no. I mean, this might actually be good on this lie of the cards. No club rough and you have a big club fit. We forgot to unblock the club suit, no problem. Oh, this didn't go the way we wanted, did it? 7 of spades, covered. Cover an honor with an honor. 7, 8, 9. North was like, I can beat that. Uh-oh. Club back. Diamond over. Diamond. Spade. 3. 5. Okay, jack. That's a good play. Yeah, West was terrified of leading hearts. But Declare just gets one more trick. Down 1. I think 2 diamonds was probably going to make, though. So this doesn't seem that bad for North-South. One club, 1 heart. 1 no trump. 4 hearts. Well, we're off a couple of trump tricks. Alright, 11 tricks. Claim accepted. Do we get to see the percentage? We saw it on that one board. How do I get to the percentage? Oh, I have to click the next button. 35% for North-South. For 4 hearts making 5. Yeah, 4 hearts was a bit heavy. Partner didn't need to have all these wasted club cards. AI confirms it. I think we probably suspected. Oh, I forgot. I could have checked bridge winners for drama. Rather than doing this. Is that better? Ah, okay. Yep, hold on. No, this is important. Bridge winners. Here's why you don't see brilliant plays from Sekti. I don't know what this says, but I'm ready to read this article. Here's why you don't see brilliant plays from sectionals. Because no one good plays in sectionals. Playing in a weak pair game, it's your lead. Okay? 3 clubs. All pass. I mean, it's a spade or a heart, right? Are we leading a doubleton, chat? We might lead a doubleton. We led the jack of spades to the ace. Okay. Queen of clubs around to the king. Great. What now? Declare didn't seem like a purist whose 3 clubs denies queen jack 3, so I decided to establish diamond tricks. But what if Declare had something like stiff queen, queen jack... What is this garbage hand? This is a... Hold on, let's add up the high card points. This is a 12 count. This is a 12 count. Ah, yes. What if Declare just had a 12 count for their 3 club preempt? Sure, that's a ridiculous 3 club opener. But it had been a long day and I'd seen a lot of things already. But didn't Michael Rosenberg already solve this problem? What if I led the jack of diamonds? Okay. Yeah, this guy didn't rotate the board. I was very confused as well about the auction. I was just like, we've been given this hand. All right, let's keep going. So Jack of spades to the ace, Queen of clubs to the king, Jack of diamonds around to the queen, Ace of clubs, yep, Jack of clubs, yep, diamond, yep. And so now we're supposed to play low, hoping that our partner has 10-3, right? I hope you ducked smoothly. I did, and Declare won the Diamond King without batting an eye. Minus 110 would have been 1 match point better than my minus 130. Right. I'm not sure I understand the problem. I mean, wasn't the problem that we switched to the Jack of Diamonds? That was the main problem here, wasn't it? Good story. Yeah, good story. Alright. Okay, nothing else is going on Bridge Winners. Let's head back to the homepage. We got 7 minutes to go. All of that could have been avoided with the 3 of hearts lead. It's true. Okay, so what happened next? Good question. Yeah, did your partner complain? That's what I want to know. Who's leading the 3rd pair poll? This one. Holy crap, there's a lot of abstentions. Wait, what was the suggestion? Was this a serious suggestion of a 3rd pair to add? Adam's looking for other Adams to fill up the team spots. Tanya's legally required to post something irrelevant to every thread. I have seen that her comments are sometimes a little bit off topic, yeah. Yeah, if you're a US bridge player, changing your name to Adam and adjusting your height to be, you know, like 5'9", you'll probably have a good chance at making it on the team. Who should they choose? Dude, no one's choosing anything until the seniors is over. That's step number 1. Wait for seniors. I mean, this isn't really like other sports where you need like a team meeting and a coach to work with you through, you know, team stuff before the event. If they picked a pair 2 weeks ahead of the competition, the pair would still be in shape, ready to play. They should choose Kevin Rosenberg. I think he would be a player worth considering. Sometimes I can't tell if Nat Silver's comments are honest or trolly. Does anyone else have a problem with that? I know a lot of you have him muted, so it's just hard to know. I think playing with friends is probably a good idea for the team, but I also think they're kind of friends with most of the other top pairs as well. Like, even if they haven't played on teams with Gru and Moss before, I think they're friendly with them. All right. I'm going to throw away my trash. And then we'll come back. And we'll be ready to go. I've returned. Let's check out... I just don't know how Chris got tilted by board 3. So let's go to this room. Pass, 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 a no trump. Can Michael game force with both majors? Does he want to? Probably. How do people make this game force with 5-5 in the majors nowadays? Is it 2 hertz, 3 hertz? One no past 3 diamonds. I assume we want to game force this hand. I don't think that's too aggressive. Craig says 2 hearts, 3 hearts is standard. Okay. What do people use 3 diamonds for? A no past 3 diamonds? If 2 hearts, 3 hearts is standard? I think I used to play this. Three clubs puppet, 3 diamonds, both minors, 3 major splinter. Will says both minors. Alright, 4 hearts to play. Zach was a little bit late for his good 14 to 17 one no trump. Can't believe I didn't watch Chris. I mean, I can only take so much of Chris being on tilt on every board. We watched a lot of Chris on tilt yesterday. We can't just always watch Chris on tilt. Maybe we can. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Should we just watch Chris on tilt instead of this table? Well, what do we do as declarer? Chris seems like a nice partner. Does he? Yeah, 9 of spades. Run around to the queen. Ace of spades and a spade. Yep, ace of spades and a spade. Here we go. Up with the king, heart to the 9. I mean, you could cross in diamonds and lead a heart towards the king. Who would actually be a nice partner? I think most of these guys are nice partners. I think Rosenberg is a pretty nice partner, actually. Alright, heart to the 9. But, like, this line of play just doesn't work. I mean, it works on this lie of the cards, but Zia's just going to play back a spade. You ruff. Diamond to the ace, and now the 10 of hearts drops. I mean, this is like, you're escaping by the skin of your teeth. That is a good result for East-West on this board. Really nice result. Zach is delightful. I actually liked playing against Zach. Have I ever played with Zach in anything? I don't remember. I don't think so. That is a lot of hearts that South has. Alright, a diamond past 6 hearts. Oh, a diamond, a spade. Well, I guess we can't do this anymore. Bathurst is a good partner. Yep. I mean, we could go through an entire list, but... a diamond, a spade, 2 hearts. 2 spades. 3 hearts. 4 spades. Yeah. I have the feeling we're getting to 6 hearts north-south. Not bidding 4 hearts directly? I think this hand is too good. Like, all we need is partner to have a singleton spade and slam is good. No, not 6 hearts has been called, but, I mean, what else do you do with the south hand? I don't know. Michael tries 5 clubs, hoping that this is going to get read as a Q-bid. I assume Zia will bid 5 diamonds? No, well... yeah, I assume Zia bids 5 diamonds. Regardless of what 5 clubs is, Zia is gonna bid 5 diamonds to show diamond stuff. What?! Zia, please! Oh boy. Did we pick the right table? Uh-oh. I think Michael's gonna be relieved that 6 hearts isn't making. Wanted to still give back imps from the misclick last set. They're just gonna be trading favors throughout the rest of the event. Whoops-a-daisy. Heart. Rough. Diamond. Heart. Uh-oh. We have a problem. Remember when I said Michael was nice to play with? Well... Michael bid 5 clubs. I mean, this again goes back to kind of individual philosophy, I think, on new partnerships. I don't know how much Michael and Zia have worked on this partnership together. Someone mentioned the other day that Zia... Didn't someone mention the other day that Zia was really into partnership work? Or maybe that was this YouTube comment that I got where someone was very angry at me for saying that Zia was a bad partner. I think that this is mostly on Zia. I probably wouldn't have tried 5 clubs myself from Michael's perspective, but Michael expected that his partner should understand the ambiguity of the situation and figure that hearts have already been agreed as a suit, and clubs is not necessarily a suit. I mean, I think a practical bid by South would have been 6 hearts over 4 spades. And I think it's pretty clear for Zia to bid 5 diamonds over 5 clubs. I mean, we don't really know what South is doing unless we have strong partnership agreements, or we've played together a bunch to understand how each other think about these auctions. So North should just bid 5 diamonds. If partner's intending 5 clubs as a Q bid, it's a Q bid. If partner is intending 5 clubs as a choice of a spot to play, we do have a heart fit. So, you know, partner can correct 5 diamonds back to 5 hearts. Practicing bidding is one thing, but bidding in competition is different. Like, this is a situation that wouldn't come up if you just practice bidding with yourself and your partner. Yeah, Zia could have been very ethical about his actions here. I like how Michael's in the tank about whether or not to guess this trick correct for down 7 or down 6 at the end of play. You have to appreciate the intensity to grind out that down 6 under trick. So 13 imps to Rosenthal. That's an oopsie. The other table only got to the 4 level. I wonder how that happened. The sponsors are out. How do you get to the 4 level on that hand? Oh, North forgot to Q-bid. That's what happened. God. Oh, no. Would minus 300 have saved an imp? It was 420. It would have saved an imp. If Michael had gotten out for down 6 instead of down 7, he would have saved an imp. It would have only been 12. Slam alert. Well, they're not going to be thinking slam after that last hand. Wait, is it really slam alert? It is. It is right-sided if they get to hearts, and they should after this start. I mean, a heart, a spade, 3 hearts. South is just going to bid key card, right? South has a 15 count opposite a partner who jumped. Hey, Adam. Congrats on your win. And please, no one bug Adam. The popular chat question has been, who is Adam adding for the 4th? Or for the 5th and 6th. But it was super awesome watching you guys play. 4-no keycard. Yeah, Zach did a great job at this table. The 4 spade bid, excellent decision. Not risking a cubit this time. No. No, Camel was not risking a cubit on this auction. Not after the last hand. 5 hearts, 2 without, 6 hearts. I mean, East is just gonna leave the king of diamonds, and this will be all of the tricks. Spades come home. How do we play this hand carefully? Is there a way to play this hand carefully? Ace of diamonds, diamond ruff, heart to the queen, diamond ruff, queen of spades, spade to the ace, then pull all the trumps, something like that. Try and drop a king, queen, third of diamonds, and then try and pick off a potential 4-1 spade split with the second round of hearts as an entry. Yeah, I like this line of play. We certainly want to play the queen of spades on the first round of the suit. Huh, Zia didn't go queen of spades, spade over. I mean, it would be pretty remote, right? Oh, we can't actually pick off 4-1 spades. Yeah, never mind. I'm just dumb. I'm sorry. If spades are 4-1, we would need hearts 2-2, but then they could just rough in on... Yeah, this is dumb. Of course, this is just better. 10-10. Queen of spades on the first round of the spade suit, though. Pick off that stiff jack. You lead low to the ace and the suit's blocked. Pass by East. 15 count from Camel. I think he likes to open this a diamond rather than a no trump. So diamond, a heart, a spade. Some sort of like 2-club relay. Ah, the other room did well to get back to hearts after finding a spade fit. You are correct, indeed. Their auction started a heart, a spade, 2 spades, and then a 2 no trump ask. So 2 clubs by North, some sort of like XYZ type thing. Relay to 2 diamonds to show all invites. I guess Michael is thinking about breaking the relay with extras here, but he doesn't really have... Oh, hello. Two hearts, often 2. South getting to 2 hearts. Do you want to join me, Adam? I mean, I'm not trying to pressure you, but if you're going to be around and you wanted to do commentary, you are always welcome. 2 clubs game forcing. Sounds good. The offer stands. Maybe for last set? We would love to have you. Two clubs game forcing, man. Likes the diamond card. Partners should be unbalanced for a spade. So king third. Also, he's Zia. He can do what he wants. It's true, the 4-heart contract is a little bit better than 3 no trump, I imagine. We'll have the more famous Grossack brother on stream, where there's so many things wrong with that statement. But yes. There are too many atoms. You did your best. You did. Well, North-South have gotten to their spade fit, it looks like. So 2 hearts on the doubleton. Zia decided to show his 3-card spade support. Especially knowing that his partner couldn't bid 2 no trump, or didn't want to bid 2 no trump over 2 clubs. I mean, with spades 3-3, this is going to play pretty well. You have to lose a club trick, you have to lose a spade trick, and then I mean, with the spades splitting, you don't even have to guess the diamond queen. You can lose a diamond trick because you could pull 3 rounds of trumps. Like, win or duck the opening club lead, win a club continuation, spade to the jack. I mean, I guess East could try ducking on a spade to the jack. That might complicate things a bit. But if East wins the spade king and, like, gives you a rough slough in clubs, you just rough in the north hand, ace of spades, diamond to the jack. I mean, spades split 3-3. I don't know what the line of play would be, but something like that. Dude, I seriously cannot tell some of these comments if these are, like, serious comments or if they're just, like, the most insane troll comments that I've ever heard. That is a real okay. Yeah. With this tank from Camel, Zach might be up for ducking the spade king. He'll know the hand is going to be tough to beat. He does, yeah. I mean, when you're looking at 3 trumps here and you see 3 come down in dummy, they're in a 4-3 fit. That is a thing that people do take into account. I'm glad that someone understands. Thank you, Adam. I'm glad. Because if the opponents are in a game and the opponent starts thinking for a while and then passes the game, you have to do something really drastic to beat the game. And you know the spade holding when you're looking at the 10 of spades. If Declare's spades were 4 small, he would be playing a low spade to the 9. So spade to the jack, you know that your partner has 3 small. Alright, club lead. Question 1, duck or win? Probably duck. Doesn't matter much. Something drastic like a doubleton lead. That is how I feel. Adam says it was fun a couple times against Zia, thinking out loud as defender, trying to figure out how to beat various contracts. That's pretty cool. That's a unique feature of everyone separated in different rooms. If someone's dummy, the other person can just talk. It is nice. I think it would be really nice. So Zach didn't duck the spade to the jack. It is nice I think this would be a great opportunity for us to be able to like have cameras in the room to broadcast like the actual play at the tables. That would be super cool to be able to see that type of interaction, and get that on like a live stream. Zach giving away the show with his pause. Yeah. Okay, but Camel is still not certain that the spades are 3-3. If he was, he would just have an easy claim. Zia's just lying in the bed. That's funny. Yeah, last year, he was just like underneath the bed covers playing. Only want cameras in the room if the mics can't be muted by anyone kibitzing. That tournament was a struggle to get through. Well, Greg Humphreys was shopping around a photo that, like, not photoshopping, but, like, he was sending around a photo with Zia, like, underneath the covers with the person that he was in the room with, and they were, like, huddled up, like, talking about the hand or something like that, which is funny. So what Adam is saying is we need 3-day matches so that you can have more fun and spend more time with Zia, right? You're suggesting 180 board matches in the future to choose the teams? Whoa! Oh boy! We have gone down. And in the other room, 3 no trump ended up making. Oh my. That line of play did not go well for our side. So Camel was expecting spades to be 4-2. He thought he had to guess the diamond queen. And he just went after it immediately. I don't really understand doing this before pulling 2 more rounds of trumps. Because yeah, I mean, we could have, if he wanted to play West for the diamond queen, we could have gone ace of spades, heart to the ace, pull a trump, find out they're 4-2, and then run the jack of diamonds. We give up on picking up a singleton diamond in East Hand. Sorry, singleton queen of diamonds in East Hand. But that would work as long as diamonds are 3-2. I don't know. You don't go down on this silly way when spades are 3-3 and they get a diamond ruff. All right, the club, 2 diamonds, weak 2, not bad. Well, it better be a weak 2 and a major. Not exactly the best description, but he's probably announced to the room. 2 hearts, pass or correct. Two spades, all pass. King of diamonds lead. Okay. Now what? Ace of diamonds, diamond? No, that looks like we want a ruff. How do we get a club switch? Like, we could dump the jack of diamonds, but maybe we don't need a club switch because we have 3 trumps. So if Declare strips the hand, we can always exit in hearts. 2 of diamonds. I mean, it's encouraging. Maybe partner can work out that with ace doubleton of diamonds, we would go up ace. So the 2 of diamonds has to be ace third. Yeah, he tries the jack. I was wondering if he might try this. Partner has switched. It was not the club we were hoping for, but this is fine. Partner will get another chance. Alright, spade, queen. Raj says Zia definitely picked rooms that had 2 beds rather than 0. That makes sense. I mean, give the guy a break. He's lived a great many years and put on a show for everyone, and he does need his rest. Alright, heart to the 10. Diamond to partner's queen. Club through. 9 tricks. Looks like we're just a little bit behind the other room. They're currently playing 4 hearts in the north on these cards. So pass, a heart from Zia. Pass by Zach. We'll get a spade from Michael. 2 hearts, 3 clubs, artificial game force, maybe? Or maybe South just bids 4 of a major over 2 hearts. I think it's a bit pessimistic. Like, what do you need for a slam? You need partner to have, like, the king, queen, 6th of hearts and the ace of clubs. And the spades to run. So king, queen, 6th of hearts, ace of clubs, queen of spades. Queen doubleton of spades, maybe. Yeah, a heart, a spade, 2 hearts. I think as South we want to at least try. What happened in the other room? No, man. I guess Declare in the other room. Huh. I don't know. Declare took a very suspicious line of play and 4 hearts in the other room. It looks like it's not going to cost him, but we'll see if Michael can do a little bit better in 4 spades. Are we having another kickback accident? Not today. I actually don't know which major suit is better here to play in. The hearts are a little bit more solid, but transportation's an issue. Whereas in spades, if we end up losing a club ruff, I guess then we probably don't lose a spade trick, so... Okay. Pull trumps. How to heart split ops. Let's try the ace of hearts and find out. This will be all of the tricks. 7 spades, 6 hearts, ace of diamonds, 14 of them. Okay, 13 tricks for declarer, plus 7, 10. So that'll be 3 imps, going the way of Wolfson. The other table made exactly 10 tricks and hearts. Zia gets to open a club. Heart overcall from Zach. One no, 2 no. It's an 11 count. I know these guys don't open all that light, north-south, especially vulnerable. So Michael might be tempted by 2 no trump. He is. What about other Michael? 7 spades. I think we're all good here. West is just going to let this go, maybe. 4 spades. 4 spades would be a lot. I mean, your partner overcalled in your singleton. You are favorable, though. Maybe he does bid something like 3 spades. We've covered all the bases. 4 spades and not 4 spades. Those are the choices. I guess I'm coming around to the idea of 3 spades on the West hand. If your partner can raise, it's probably a good save. So 3 spades from Rosenberg. What's happening here? All pass? Double? Zia has aces. He doesn't have any spades, but... Well, how would this contract do? There is a diamond, a heart, a club, and a spade to lose. So, this cuts have been hoping if Michael sits. I think Michael's going to bid 3 now. Yeah. Double's just like, I don't know what to do, partner. And of course Zia is concerned now because Michael has only promised a heart stopper for his 2 no bid. I think Michael's gonna bid 3 no because he has the hearts well stopped. A spade lead into his ace queen is good for him. He might be a little bit nervous that it goes like heart to the ace spade. Oh! He sits! Oh, man. Trump lead. Well, this is going to solve Declare's problems in the trump suit. Not that he had any. I mean, Camel could have played the queen of spades at trick 1. Maybe he should have given that a bit more thought. But yeah, now the ace of clubs is definitely marked in North's hand. So Declare is just going to play club to the king, club up. Like, South has to have one of the high hearts, so North needs to get up to an opening bid somehow. I mean, I guess spade to the queen at trick 1, declare can't miss guess, right? Think doubles the problem? Well, Zia is going to take all 3 of his side's subsequent defensive tricks. The other table made an over trick. That's spicy. They definitely could misguess, Adam says. What is North's hand then? So North has Jack of clubs, Ace, Jack of hearts, if playing the spade queen. Yeah. Yeah, low spade to the queen from queen 10 doubleton. Right, yeah, that, see, I was thinking about something. I had an idea in my head. They could have misguessed. I mean, maybe South could have thought about sticking on the queen. I mean, I understand it doesn't look that natural to do so. But he could have thought about it. Well, this is an oopsie, so this will be a pile of imps to Rosenthal. 530 and 170. That sounds like 8, probably. 9 starts at 370, right? Michael just cashes the spade king. He's just like, excuse me, what? Ace Queen doubleton? Thank you. Just trying to get as much information as possible before playing the club suit himself. Heart to the 9. Well, so Rosenthal up by 25 coming into this board. They'll be up by 33 shortly. Starting to put some pressure on. This has been a strong set for them. Oh, actually, I see a score update. In the other room, 3 spades actually only made 9 tricks. We don't know whose side they're on, but they have definitely been cooking. Yeah, there's absolutely no way that South can have the ace of clubs at this point in the play. Oops. Looks like we were frozen for a bit. 9 imps to Rosenthal. Oh, did I goof on my conversion? Oop. I guess I goofed on my conversion. Pass a spade. Pass by West. Is Zia game forcing with 2 clubs? 3 clubs? He bids 2 clubs, game force. King of spades might be a useful card. Could be an entry. So 17 count from Michael. He bids 2 diamonds. We'll see 3 clubs from Zia. Do you just bid 3 no's, Michael? Is your hand too good? Do you bid 4-no over 3 clubs? Or is that key card? Are we going to have another key card accident? I mean, the south hand is way too good in terms of values, but you don't have a club fit. I would still probably do something that wasn't just sign off and 3-no. Then again, if Zia is going to be game forcing hands like this, maybe not. Maybe we should just sign off. I don't know what we can do, though. I think the options really are like 3-no or 4-no with the south hand. 3 hearts sounds like we're looking for help in the heart suit. 3 diamonds and 3 spades would show extra length. Like, what do we need for 6 clubs to be good? Like ace king 7th of clubs and the ace of diamonds, and we're in pretty good shape. Room. So I don't know, what does that leave? We could bid. No! Alright, well, YouTube, I'm sorry. Twitch chat has found out that we have no sound once again. I'm gonna restart. Sorry, gang.